So obviously the rye PA is going to have a little bit of that sourness from the Gose batch, bleeding through to the second runnings. Obviously, that's going to happen. So the rye PA we did isn't really true to style per se, but it's going to be rye and it's going to be pretty hoppy. So we're just we're just going to call it a rye PA. Whenever we do these second runnings batches, you are going to get a little, the flavor is going to bleed through a little to the second runnings. Obviously, if you have a lot of dark grain in your first batch, say you do like a stout or a porter, good bit of that darkness is going to come through to the second runnings batch, a very light beer, a wheat beer. The second runnings were extremely light. With a dark beer, you will probably, you can go from a dark beer and do like a browner type of ale. That's something to keep in mind whenever you're doing these different second runnings batches, to say, I'm going to have a little bit of that color and that roastedness or that maltiness coming through, so I might want to go from a stout to a brown ale, or from a brown ale to a pale ale, or something to that effect. Always play with it, or you might want to do something crazy and go from a stout to, like a sour beer or something. So, the sky's the limit. Brewing, just have fun with it and play with it. Love to brew. Alright, our water is about up to 168 there, shooting at about 167, 168. We're going to call it, turn off the heat, and we're going to add it to the mash for our second runnings batch, which is going to be something like a rye PA. I'm going to put a lot of hops in it and the rye malt extract. So it should be pretty hoppy. Alright, 166.7, and that gives us a secondary mash temp of 150, and we'll just say 153. And we'll let that go. We don't need to let it go for an hour, just 15 minutes or half an hour. Usually I let it go for half an hour to let the grain bed set back up again. Try to make it as clear as possible when it comes out of the tube here. So the second runnings are a lot clearer. It's almost like water coming out, but it does have a little bit of a yellow tint to it. Yellowish brownish tint. And we did end up getting, believe it or not, this is the second runnings coming out, and we're at 4.1% bricks, which is, it's not enough to make a batch of beer. Not enough sugar in there for that, but it's a substantial amount, I would say, if you're trying to squeeze every little bit out that you can. So that's why I do the second runnings, get as much sugar as possibly can out of the grains. So this will be our second 5-gallon batch of the day. We'll get about 5 gallons from that, because we put 5 gallons in. And we'll be adding 4 pounds of rye malt extract. I've got some homegrown hops. Random, as in Northern Brewer, Mount Hood, and Willamette hops that I grow. And we'll also be using Columbus. And I've got some Fuggles in here too, I do believe. And some Fuggles. So we made a little hop schedule here. 1 Fuggle, 1 Columbus, 60 minute. 2 Columbus, 2 Fuggle. Well, you can see, you can read. That should make a pretty hoppy beer. Okay, so after we've collected the 5 gallons of wort from the second runnings, we did get around 3% bricks, which is still, that's still a pretty significant amount of sugars left. And now we're going to add 4 pounds of liquid malt extract. Very messy. It is just a super thick syrup of fermentable sugars from malts, and in this case rye, because we're using a rye liquid malt extract. And they should, this will give us the rest of the sugars we need to make a full batch of beer here. And you want to squeeze every bit out, and this will definitely change our color a little bit. Give us, basically everything that the other batch already has. We'll go from this color to this color, and we've added enough water to bring it. I'd say we're just a little bit above 6.5 gallons. A lot browner. I like it. So here's our hop schedule. 60 minutes for the Columbus and Fuggles, 1 ounce of each. 2 ounces of Columbus for 30, 2 ounces of Fuggles for 15, 1 ounce of Fuggle, 1 ounce Columbus, and the homegrown hops I had for 5 minutes. And as soon as it gets boiling, we'll start adding them in. We're starting to boil now, and that means we had our first hop addition. It'll kick up a little bit more, and that foam will subside, and we are underway with our second runnings batch. So I am a chef in my career, and I think that, you know, having an understanding of flavors and ingredients and things like that definitely does help with my brewing. I've definitely experimented with lots of different flavors, cucumbers and different peppers, different spices, things like that, cilantro, coriander, using herbs and whatnot. Experiment when you're brewing. Throw something in. If you think it'll be good, throw it in. You know, I think IPAs really taste really good with lavender in them. So, you know, just try different things, see what happens, and I'm sure you'll be surprised. You'll surprise yourself, you'll surprise your friends, and at least it's alcohol at the end of the day. Next, hop addition. Next hop addition. Homegrown hops take a little bit more time to get in there. Almost done. 5 more minutes. So now that it's done boiling, on IPAs, I usually like to let the hops steep for like another 5 minutes. So fast forward 5 minutes. Alright, then we can just take the hops out and pass it through our plate chiller like we did with our last beer. So that's exactly what we're going to do. They're definitely a little darker with the rye than we were with just the plain Gose, that's for sure. A lot darker, but that's good. It's okay. We're using a Safale S-33 dry brewing yeast. This is usually like a Belgian or Trappist style yeast, and we're just using that for our rye PA. Why the hell not? Give it a little bit more funky flavor, a little bit of funky flavor. We also ended around 9% bricks, or 1.037 original gravity. I don't know, like 3.5 hopefully on the second runnings IPA. Alright, in our second runnings batch, this is just the same grain bill as the other side. We just have 4 pounds of rye liquid LME liquid malt extract added in. And here's our hop schedule, I think I showed earlier. And then our original gravities, volume temperature. Alrighty, we got this guy sitting out at room temp, the rye PA, next to a couple sour barrels over there. And here we've got the Gose at 66. And this guy's going to be sitting out here, which is 69, pushing 70. I'm sure we'll get to 71. 69 to 71 room temp, and we'll let these guys go for I'm saying 3 weeks, and we'll be back. So we started today's brew day about 7 a.m., a little after 7, probably 10 after or so, and we're finishing up just about 4 p.m. That's not too bad for 10 gallons in one day. We do have some cleaning up to do. Not a whole lot, but you know, you clean as you go, that definitely helps a lot. And we got 10 gallons getting ready to be made into beer. Thank you, yeast. So that about wraps up today's brew day, guys. Hope you learned something. Hope you maybe followed along and brewed your own Gose today, or, you know, rye PA. Yeah, wonderful styles, both of them. Can't wait to taste them here in a couple weeks, so we'll probably do a video for that as well. You know, if you guys liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button, comment below, let us know what we did right, let us know what we did wrong. Maybe I could answer some questions if anyone's got any. Maybe I didn't explain the process well enough, or, you know, left out some steps. I'm always down to talk about brewing, especially. So, thanks guys, until next time, love to brew.